Hello everybody, welcome to another video recorded on StreamYard. As you can tell, this is a Barney Error, basically slander. I'm going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of Barney Errors and also why they've ruined YouTube. First, I need to check if that's all good. Yes, it is. So without further ado, let's begin. So, when Barney starts to turn into his evil mode, this is what it starts off with. Then it evolves into the second evil mode, which has green eyes, and then with black eyes, and then with black eyes and white pupils. Basically, what I'm saying is this mode is completely overused. Now, I would say that somebody could try designing a new evil Barney, but who would really do that nowadays? Everybody just decides to use what is here, what's available, the resources we have at the moment. They don't want to create, they just want to use what's here. That's kind of just how the plot is. That's all I wanted to point out right now. And if you don't know what Barney Errors are, so basically, a Barney Error is a virus that you get on your computer. You're given a certain amount of chances, and if you turn off your computer, then basically something like that happens. But the main thing is that you're not allowed to turn off your computer at any circumstances. You would think that this is the only rule, but no. There are so many other rules that you have to follow during a Barney Error, and some are quite unfair, if I do say so myself. Well, the first rule, obviously, is don't turn off your computer. The second is don't restart. And then you've got a bunch of others like don't restart, don't put your computer on standby, don't break the computer screen, yada, yada, this, yada, yada, that. And also, while we're just putting it all out there, how come when you break a computer screen, right? And then Barney randomly fixes it and returns it back to normal. How does that happen? I don't understand. It makes no sense. But it just, why? I don't understand. How does that even work? So I'm gonna show you guys a lot of the timer counts that people have been going bananas with. So here we have a list of all the timers that people don't really use this, but if Barney Errors keep on deteriorating and getting worse, this is eventually how it's going to be. So here we've got 200 weeks, 10 decades, 80,000 days, a year, and 4 months. So you would think 4 months is not that bad, but yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's 120 days. And that means you're not allowed to turn off your computer for 120 days. And while we're putting it all out there, one of the things you're not allowed to do in a Barney Error is sleep. So if you were awake for as long as any of these time durations, I don't think you'd be alive, especially for 80,000 days or 10 decades. These are definitely do nots. No, that's definitely a no. Here are ideal timers. 30 minutes. So the ideal chance count where you should add a 30-minute timer is 20. An hour for ideal chance counts would be 20 to 30. A day would be 50 to 30. And now, here are the amount of chances that people are starting to add recently. We've got 500 chances, 100 chances, 700 chances, 300 chances, and worst, 1,000 chances. And the number one rule that should be followed by everybody is do not be a mebem. Okay? Because if you make a 1,000 chance Barney Error, you cannot finish it. You will not be able to finish it, and it will take up so much storage. You will not be able to do anything else until this error is finished. You might be questioning how Mebem's doing something else and he's not done with the error, but that's just because he already has another error going on, and he also said he was going to take a break from that anyways. So these are definitely don't want to add these much chances. Here are the do's and do nots of Barney Errors. 1, do not drag on, because dragging on would be talking and rambling and going on and on and on, okay? Because who wants to just ramble on and on and on? That's just, why? For what? What's the point? Do make entertainment. of course, if you're going to watch a Barney Error, people probably want to see comedy in them. So, add a couple laugh joking things here and there. If you want to turn it into a little like reality show with the laugh track and all that, or whatever they do in there, do not add countless useless actions. Seriously, do not be a mebem and add 200 dumb actions that do nothing to the error whatsoever. So we all know a Barney Error 100. Vlad basically just turns off his computer a countless amount of times, even though you could see the turn off count, so I take that countless amount of time. But he's also doing these dumb actions, such as pouring something on Barney or crashing a plane into him, which is, by the way, most likely a 9/11 reference. And I believe that was actually an action done in the air. So, yeah, Meebum's kind of disrespectful for that. But, yeah, seriously. If you are going to make 1,000 chance Barney Error, because I can't tell you what to do, I'm over here just suggesting. If you are going to do that, don't add 200 actions. Just don't. And don't have him do an action every chance, just like Meebum does. Seriously. Being a Meebum is not good. But another do add a reasonable amount of chances. So basically, all the reasonable amounts of chances that I showed right here, these are not good at all. You do not want to add these. And basically, do all these, okay? Do all the do's. Do not do the do nots. I don't know if that makes sense, but you get the idea. But yes, do not do this. Do not drag on. Do not add countless uses actions. Do not copy from other users as well. Okay? Because Meebum copies from every single person he can or every single person he wants to. So if you guys watch my old SpongeBob Era 20, which reminds me, you guys probably know this already, but my new SpongeBob Era 20 NES edition is currently in progress. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you guys don't know, SpongeBob Era 20 had this action where the user sneezed and it blew up everything in and around the computer, also messing up the entire error. And that was actually my action. I was the first person to come up with it. And guess what? Meebum stole that idea and gave no credit to me. There were also a bunch of other things that he took from other users, but to be honest, he's done so many countless things where it's kind of just forgettable at this point. Anyway, back to the main thing. What are Barney Errors? Just like I said, it's a virus. I want to talk about the obnoxious things. So the timer counts are kind of getting out of hand. Of course, the chance counts and the modes. The modes are also getting ridiculous. I don't understand why this is used in every single Barney Error video. I don't know why they can't use something complex, but they just decide to use whatever they have, like I said already. But why? What's the point? Why can't you do something else? So there's obviously a bunch of other moves that you can use, but of course they just want to use the basic ones because they can't edit. And they just want to be like, oh, you know what? I just want to make a Barney Error anyway. So, of course, Barney Errors are partially a part of the Vyond community. Well, in my eyes, I feel like Barney Errors have a lot to do with the Vyond community because when Barney Errors first started, every Barney Error was being made on GoAnimate. And then, a couple of years later, some people started making Barney Errors, and they started making Caillou the users. They started making Boris the user, Doris, stuff like that. And so, yeah, Barney Errors do take a big part in the Vyond community. Now, of course, nowadays, we don't use Vyond or /GoAnimate to make our Barney Errors anymore. We actually use good software like KindMaster, Power Director, Vegas Pro. I use HitFilm now. It's very, very good. Anybody that uses PC, I recommend that you download HitFilm Express. It is amazing. And if you're trying to do a NES Edition Barney Error or whatever you would like to do yourself, then you should definitely install RJDMC. I will be leaving a link in the description down below in case anybody who has a Windows computer would like to download it. I'm unaware of which other softwares it works for, but of course, that's just me. I'm going to be changing the layout a little bit. So, as you can see, Barney is claimed to be watching you, right? But if this is really the case, how would he know? How is he not able to turn on the computer immediately after it turns off? He says, remember, I'm watching you. Yet, every time he turns off the computer, his speech always gets interrupted. What's the point? Why do you always have to turn off the computer a bunch of times instead of doing other things? Of course, that's the main action, and that's kind of what started this whole thing. But I started getting a bit repetitive, which is why after SpongeBob Error 20, I will be doing an experimental error because people have been starting to do that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing an experimental error, basically where the user just decides to leave it on for the amount of time requested, and basically you will see the consequences of staying up for that long period of time. Now, back to these. Barney errors have definitely ruined YouTube by so much because the more and more posted, the more worse it got, especially how users continue to plagiarize. They plagiarized a bunch of people, including me, them. I believe Christian had some ideas stole from him too. And the only people I say that make original Barney errors are definitely, I say Meebem. Nah. Who am I kidding? Meebem does not make that. Meebem does not make his own ideas. He steals from everybody. That's just a fact. I mean, he steals from every single person he can. Now, I'm about to pull up somebody that stole from me. Basically, they took my idea. So I'm finding where I shared the post because I got mad. If it was my own error, I wouldn't want anybody to take it and claim it as their own. So first we have to find it. It's right here. Bart Simpson error. Barney error 4. If I'm not mistaken, I don't keep track of all my Barney error videos, so I don't know which one this is. But I believe this is Bart Simpson error 10. So let me share my screen really quick. And then we will go back to this. So here we have my Bart Simpson Air 10 playing on somebody else's TV. Judging from the reflection in this TV, I can definitely tell whoever is recording this is a child. And if you want to see proof that it belongs to me, here we have Bart Simpson Air 10 or Bart Simpson Air X. I believe that's what I called it. So as you can see, that user plagiarized and completely took my Bart Simpson Air and took it for himself. You all know that I made that. Back to this. You know, I did want to talk more, but currently it's 10 at night, so I'm definitely going to be making this again. This is just part 1. Look forward to it because it will be here very soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. And stay out for part 2 because I'm going to be making it possibly over the weekend when I have more time to do this and when I don't have school in the morning. Anyway, bye guys.